Hi there, this is Sharon Knight, and you are listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
You're the head on the spear, you're the nail on the cross, you're the fly in my beer, you're the key that got lost, you're the letter from Jesus on the bathroom wall, your mother's superior with only a bra. You're the same, you're the same, you're the same kind of bad as me. You're the same.
When you hear Bad As Me by Tom Waits, that can only mean one thing. It means another music podcast from the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus with Lou Lombardi, a.k.a. Loudini, and Miss Katie Simone. Katie, how are you tonight?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Lou?
I can see that, yes.
Oh, is it that noticeable?
Yes. You're looking mighty great. Oh, look at that. That's sweet. She's wearing this like little red number over here.
It gets weird when we record these podcasts.
I know. She's wearing her red number.
My red number.
Red number 9. Number 9. Anyway, this is the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus before we get completely lost and out of ourselves.
And out of our clothes.
And out of our clothes. That could happen. You never know what could happen here at the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
I mean, I heard stories about before I came on board, so.
You did not. It was something like that, huh? LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com is the website. Every Tuesday and every Thursday there is a new interview, and every Saturday there is a brand new podcast, a music podcast. And guess what? It's probably Saturday because I'm sitting here next to Katie Simone. LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com is the website. I'd like to thank my long-time and long-suffering sponsor, Positively, Pittsburgh Live Magazine, pplmag.com. It's Pittsburgh's first internet radio, TV network, online community magazine, and business directory. You can listen to, watch, download, and receive emails with the latest audio and video created by the members of the community. Get articles, grab coupons, and find businesses. Now, when I say these are members of the community, I mean these are people that have something to say. I mean, we've got Mrs. Cardiology, who can tell you everything about like the heart and cardiovascular health. It's very informative. So there's a lot of great content there. That's why you want to tune in and check it out. I believe that Matt Tom Show, The Effective Detective, still has a podcast on there. And, of course, the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus is there. It's a very great place. If you have a business you would like to promote a little bit, you might want to check it out because Positively Pittsburgh Magazine gets like 1 million unique visitors every month. So that's a great distribution. You want to check it out. pplmag.com. As I was saying, we are here at the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. We got a great show for you tonight. Katie and I are going to be walking through the park, dancing in the dark, and reminiscing about... Did you get that reference?
Was that a Little River Band reference?
You're so good.
I love yacht rock. What can I say?
But so we're going to be celebrating the music of The Clash's album London Calling.
Yes.
So we're going to be revisiting that, and we have a good article with some cool facts on the record. I think you guys are going to have a good time with it. LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com is the website, and you are listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Let's get started. These guys aren't completely indie. They're called C Spot Run. They're from Canada. And I had the pleasure of meeting Aaron Little, one of their guitar players, who's putting out a solo record very, very soon. But he got me interested in his primary project called C Spot Run. It's a very cool band, great songs, great good pop rock. C Spot Run. Here we go again on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
Here we go again.
calling through the faraway towns.
All right, you are listening to Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, and that is C-Spot Run. Here we go again. The website is cspotrun.ca, because you're like from Canada, eh?
Eh?
Very cool jam. I like when bands can do something where they can kind of keep like one thing going, but they find a way to make it kind of like interesting, like kind of minimalist. Mm-hmm. Okay, speaking of great bands and interesting music, tonight's feature, if you will, is the album London Calling by The Clash, and this is the title track. So, Katie is a big fan, and I was too. What's interesting I thought about London Calling was, if you listen to Give 'Em Enough Rope and The Clash, which are their first two records, I mean, they're more of like almost slightly more sophisticated Ramones.
Right,
You know,
right.
Really, I mean, it's straight up punk.
Right.
And this record, they like completely like, you know, they brought in a lot of other sounds, but somehow were able to kind of still sound like The Clash.
Sound like The Clash,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, you know, got a lot of like reggae kind of influence here and there. You know, cool production, cool harmonies.
Yeah. The type of guitar playing, if you because in prep for this show, I listened to the first two records, and everybody's kind of chugging along, you know, and they get to this record, the sound completely opens up. You know, like Joe Strummer's doing something on the guitar, Mick Jones is doing something else. Like, you know, they're not completely like all chugging along. And everybody's kind of in their spot. And they, it had a lot to do with the producer that they really wanted to work with. And at first, their record company balked. I'm going to go ahead. There's a great article about this on ultimateclassicrock.com. But I believe it was Guy Stevens is the producer. On this record, and producer Guy Stevens, the record company was a little nervous about him because he had a reputation for being an alcoholic, but you know, he really stepped up on this, and he really kind of brought them to a different sound. I think that, like, you know, they just didn't want to become, like we talked about in the previous podcast, where you can become sort of a parody of yourself, you know.
Right.
So go ahead, Katie, jump in. Anything you want to talk about with this, because I know this is really one of your favorites.
Yeah, I love this record. No,
why do you love this record so much? What, like, just
I think I love it. I think I love it just because I kind of, I mean, I wasn't even alive when the record came out, but I discovered it when I was a teenager, like maybe 15 or 16 years old, and I remember there were punk bands that kids I went to school with went to see. They went to go see these local punk bands, and they were cool and all, but I've always been the kind of person who wanted to go back and find out, okay, what came before. And I remember hearing The Clash growing up, and then I just remember getting some money for my birthday or whatever, and I went to like Barnes & Noble or something like that and bought the CD, London Calling, and I just played the crap out of it. Just would not stop playing it. So it's more of just like it's kind of a personal thing, because I just remember just playing the living hell out of it.
It was like a seminal album.
Yes, it was. It was.
Yeah, like one of those records that you listen to and it like changes everything.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like there's there's before London Calling, and then there's after London Calling.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have some records like that for sure. The record though, and not to digress, but the record that really got me excited was they're probably the one that had their most like biggest hits is Combat Rock.
That's another great album.
And I played that over and over and over. And guys, there's a lot of cool music on there that didn't get on the radio. They've got a song called Overpowered by Funk. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely amazing jam. I mean, these guys could play a lot of different kinds of music, and I think London Calling, you know, they were like, I think like they had more chops than, say, like the Sex Pistols or the Ramones.
Absolutely. They're more musical.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot more
Well, I mean,
musical.
not that the Ramones and the Sex Pistols aren't musical.
Yeah.
But these guys just were they knew that they could do more. They just had more, like, a little known fact is that before The Clash, Joe Strummer had more like a hard rock project going. That eventually, he kind of, rearranged and it became the Clash. So they had a background of like different kinds of music.
Right.
But this is a very cool article. It's on ultimateclassicrock.com. Even the Clash were tired of their reputation as a punk band by 79. Only 2 albums into their career, they were starting to see the limits of being associated with that genre. And as dozens of groups crawled out of the gutters with guitars, snarls, sneers, and contempt for mankind, punk's pest band wanted out. So they began to make the move the previous year with the release of their second album, Give 'Em Enough Rope, which was a little more tuneful and sentimental than anything punk had spewed out, up to that point. They hit the road in the U.S. tour for early in 79, and they stayed entirely away from the genre, choosing instead R&B legends like Bo Diddley and Sam and Dave to open the shows. Could you imagine going to see the Clash and Bo Diddley opens?
That would have been the coolest concert.
You know what I mean? So it was only a matter of time before the distance between the Clash and the music that they made them famous would sort of become greater and greater and greater. And during the summer of 79, it was the summer of 79. Okay. They began recording their third album, London Calling. Inspired by the pioneering American rock and roll that they had now were consuming daily. The songs of it was a double record. This is a double record, and which is
it's unheard of in punk rock. And
it's unheard of in punk rock, and it's ambitious in any case.
In any genre,
it can go real bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So the songs of the double record set didn't fall into one category. Instead, the tracks steered into R&B, rockabilly, reggae, jazz, and pop territories with many detours along the way. From the start, London Calling was shaping up to be an epic, genre-busting record. Now, once producer Guy Stevens was brought into the mix, the sessions took on an even more significance. Because Stevens, who at one time was Mott the Hoople's manager and their biggest champion, had also produced the band Free and other bands. It was a notorious madman in the studio. The Clash's record company initially balked at their wanting Stevens. His reputation as a temperamental drunk was legend in the music industry, but the Clash wouldn't budge. And even though there were, some singular outbursts in the studio, they were all carried out in the name of rock and roll. That's what rock and roll is all about,
right?
If there isn't a little, isn't it Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey that occasionally come to blows on stage, right?
Oh,
That's rock and roll. Mm-hmm. And you can hear it in their near spontaneous energy of the songs, most recorded in 1 or 2 takes.
Yeah.
When London Calling emerged in 79, it was obvious that the Clash had made an instant classic, a masterpiece that stands one of rock's all-time greatest albums. It swings, it pulses, it hits, it thrashes, it tears, and it stomps. There are horns and organs, not get your mind out of the gutter.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
Harmonicas and pianos over 4 sides, 19 songs, 65 freaking minutes. There's really no other album like London Calling. And I think ultimately, though, I think that you could compare this. This is the punk, in my opinion, the punk rock answer or version of Exile on Main Street.
Yes, exactly.
What's your favorite song on it?
Oh, without a doubt, Train in Vain. That's my it's not only my favorite Clash song, it's one of my favorite songs of all time. I love that song so much.
Okay, Miss Katie Simone. Now, what I need you to do for me is I need you to tell me, what is it about Train in Vain that makes it one of your favorite songs?
I just remember just hearing like the that kind of like that opening intro riff, that like dun, 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 like it's just like,
I would love to play it for you, but I'm not making. Oh, there it is. Let's talking of that intro. Let's hear a little bit of that.
Well, this is not this song.
Isn't this Train?
This is Hateful, which is another good song.
I clicked the wrong song. That harmonica riff is awesome.
I know. It's a great breakup song.
Okay, so what you're saying then is you have a lot of breakups.
No, I'm just saying
Yes.
it's just like I love the song all around, but the lyrics are great. It's a great screw you, I hate you, I'm done with you song.
Okay, and it's a great song. Let's get this out. That's bass and harmonica riff. Dun dun dun. And that is really unusual because you think of harmonica, you think of like John Popper and all those guys, Magic Dick and like just tearing up like blues solos. But here they use the harmonica almost as like a horn.
Right. So bad.
And the piano is really nice too. It's a little less guitar oriented and more like piano. It kind of reminds me of almost something maybe Squeeze would do or something.
Exactly. Squeeze or like even like a Jay Giles kind of tune.
It's a really, really fun song. Have you ever heard the Annie Lennox version?
Very, very cool, yeah.
You like that?
I do love it. I mean, not as much as the original, but it is really cool what she did with it.
Yeah, this is such a great record. The Clash were in a musically brand new place on London Calling. Lyrically, they were expanding on themes for which they had already were well known. The album has a politically agitated as its predecessors, but the culture itself is stirred too on songs like Lost in the Supermarket and Clampdown, and Train in Vain, Katie's favorite, is nothing more than a love song, which isn't something you really associate with punk.
No, it's and it's soulful. It's so minimal and it's very, very soulful. Again, you don't necessarily associate that with punk rock. And you can kind of hear like that R&B influence there, Of
course, yeah, R&B, absolutely. And then there's the album cover. This is one of those records. Like I would go to the record store and I would just look at that album cover, like wow. Like if you guys out there listening in Radioland, like take a little time and Google it and look at this freaking album. If you have it on vinyl, go get it. Because it's just like it's so evocative.
It's such a great cover. I had a poster of it, actually, framed poster of it when I was in high school too.
Stark black and white photo of
Paul Simonon.
Simonon. I'm saying that wrong. I almost said Simone. Simone smashing his instrument on stage, framed by pink and green letters that echo the famous artwork of Elvis Presley's debut album 23 years earlier. So that's a cool tie-in. Like the music, the cover has become an integral part of rock's landscape. London Calling reached number 27 in the U.S. and has since gone platinum. It made the top 10 bands in UK. It encouraged the Clash to get even more ambitious on its next album, the 1981 sprawling Sandinista, a 3-record set. In a way, it's every bit as essential as London Calling, but it's messy in a way the earlier album isn't. London Calling, the Clash made a stand, and with it, they crafted their eternal masterwork. It's a great record. They did a more concise record, which I was talking about a little earlier, Combat Rock, which you guys know has Should I Stay or Should I Go and Rock the Casbah.
Rock the Casbah.
What is that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I liked bands, I liked very much like bro rock at the time. I was into Van Halen, and that, sort of like crunchy, but rock, I don't know anybody that didn't like Rock the Casbah.
It's a great song.
It's
how can you not like that song?
Yeah, and I know, I remember my sister was like a little bit younger, and her friends, kind of liked it as a dance song.
Well, we cover that in my 80s band, and it goes over like crazy. Everybody's up there dancing. It's like probably the most danced to song that I've ever covered.
I know, so cool. I want to share before we leave the Clash here. I just want to share. There's some funny stuff here. There's this cool article on www.nme.com. 50 things you didn't know about the Clash, and we'll just see if we can pick something random. I don't remember which member. One of the members was a couple of members were in Playgirl.
Well, they were kind of sexy for a punk band.
Yeah. Well, the one guy was named like that year's sexiest man alive, and this is one of those articles where it's not like a real article. It's like a picture and
it's a listicle.
Yeah, it's a listicle. That's a good. Did you just make that up?
I don't know, but was that a phallus that was drawn on the bottom of that poster up there? Yes, it is.
Yes, In the early days, the Clash often went hungry. Once after a long night spent putting up posters, Paul Simonon heated up the remainder of flour and water paste on a rusty blade and ate it. Now, you know what? That's like real frickin' punk rock.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, we don't just play rock and roll, we live it. Strum guard is a term solely used by Joe Strummer to describe the bandana taped around his right hand to protect it from his own vigorous guitar flailing.
That's a real man right there.
That's a man. That's playing some guitar. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? That's. Oh, this is funny. You want to read this one?
Oh, yes, I love Lester Bangs. When American writer Lester Bangs toured England with The Clash, Bernie Rhodes tried to set him on fire.
This is when there was like you don't hear about rock and roll bands doing this type of stuff today. You know?
No.
Oh my goodness.
They don't have the balls.
The balls. They don't have the cojones. And there's we talked about the cover. If you go to nme.com, 50 things you know about the Clash, there is a photo of the Elvis Presley album that the London Calling is pasted on. It's very, very cool. You guys will really enjoy looking at that. I'm sure you will love that. Rock the Casbah was the very first rock video that starred an armadillo.
Oh, God, I'm terrified of armadillos, by the way.
What?
They frighten me. They freak me out. I don't know why. Oh, what's Elvis doing?
Mick Jones played guitar in
not
Elvis Costello's song Big Tears on the B-side of Pump It Up.
Look how drunk he looks.
Well, they all had that sort of thing going on, You want to look at this one? You're going to like this.
The Blockheads, then Ian Dury in the Blockheads, once turned up unexpectedly at a Clash recording session, dressed as policemen, causing Mick Jones to flush all of his illicit substances down the toilet, and the rest of the band to flee.
Yeah, so some guys showed up at your place, at your rehearsal, dressed as cops, and you got a bunch of dope. You're like freaking the F out. I bought this record. This is another record, like Cut the Crap, which was one of their, I think that might have been their last album, like, as The Clash, like their last studio album. I enjoyed that record. I know a lot of people thought that record, like, was kind of, like, crappy or whatever.
Joe sent the fanzine Alternative User a thank you present, a consignment of lawnmower parts.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Strummer was one of the coolest things that ever happened to rock and roll.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's like, you wake up in the morning, you're like, I'm glad Joe Strummer happened.
Yes, exactly.
The world's a better place because of Joe Strummer.
Oh, he was an honorary Pogue, too.
Yeah.
1987, he toured with them. That's cool.
Yeah, so that was sort of tonight. We wanted to talk a little bit about London Calling. It's one of Katie and I's favorite records, and we want to share with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is an artist, a great guitar player from Southern California. He's also an amateur astronomer.
Oh.
He's got a very interesting name, Jason Achilles Mazilis. This is called Sunrise off his latest album, Come Down. Jason Achilles Mazilis on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. All right, Jason Achilles Mazzillis. Let me give you Jason's website here real quick. You doodle here. That's J.A. Mazzillis. That is MEZILIS.com. Jason is also that's his part-time gig. He's full-time with the band Owl, who's which is a really great hard rock band featuring the bass. I believe he's a bass player for. I think he plays with the Cult, and I think he also plays with Ace Frehley. Mm-hmm. I think I met him when Supermonkey opened for Ace Frehley last year. Everybody's like, it's like in Pittsburgh, right, Katie? Isn't everybody in everybody's band?
Yeah, we all. It's incestuous.
So that doesn't just happen. But that's Jason Achilles Mazzillis. You go check him out. The band we opened the podcast with was C Spot Run. That is cspotrun.ca. We're going to play some Holy Sheboygan after we talk quickly about, you know what? We're going to talk. We have some weird sounds happening, huh?
Yes, we do.
With how can the internet skip?
I think it can.
We skipped the internet. Oh my goodness.
We broke the internet.
Anyway, so let's talk a wee bit quickly about this day in music, brought to you by Haviland, the all detergent motor oil. Oh goodness! On this day in 1955, and I don't know why I'm bringing this. Slim Whitman went to number 1 on the UK singles chart with Rosemary. Do you remember Slim Whitman?
No. I for some reason I thought of Mad Men. Don Draper's real name was Dick Whitman. I don't know why I thought of that. Because I have the hots for John Hamm.
Oh Lord.
Who doesn't, though?
See, this is what you missed out on in the 70s. Slim Whitman was one of the first artists, one of the few artists to market his music through television.
Oh, really?
They would do these long, 90-second, which is pretty long for commercial, like a minute and a half commercials to 2-minute commercials, where they would play all these snippets of all these songs, and he sold a lot of records like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and there was another guy that broke that way too. His name was Boxcar Willie.
Oh yeah.
Remember Boxcar?
King of the Road?
Yeah. So Boxcar. So anyway, happy birthday, Slim Whitman. He's probably long dead. Anyways, the Beatles were number 1 on the UK singles charts with Hard Days. No, you fed hard. You want to do something? You want to say something?
What did old Blue Eyes do? Okay, in 1966, he went to number 1 on the U.S. charts with Strangers in the Night.
Strangers in my pants.
It was the most successful album of his career, being certified platinum in the U.S., and he also got 2 Grammy Awards for Record of the Year and Best Male Vocal Performance for Strangers in My Pants.
Strangers in my pants. Exchanging condoms. Okay. 1969, the Rolling Stones were number 1 UK singles charts with Guitar Woman.
I still prefer Country Honk over Honky Honk.
Country Honk.
It's awesome.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. Why do you prefer it?
It's just I love Jagger singing with a southern drawl. It's just there's something about it that I just love. Oh, what did Bonzo do?
Bonzo got in some country. Him and that crazy Peter Grant beat up somebody on this day in '77. I mean, the '70s guys, you don't get it. You guys just don't freaking get it. The rock and roll, even big bands like Zeppelin, they were
they were being
they were doing crazy stuff. This was the era when. Keith Moon drives his car into a swimming pool. I mean,
Joe Walsh throws TVs out of hotel.
Yes, they would take chainsaws and tear out the walls. I mean, it was expected.
Yeah.
If you had a hotel and rock stars stayed there and they didn't tear up your stuff, you'd be kind of bummed out.
I know.
I saw Lowell George here. Did you see Lowell George?
Oh, what did Lowell do? What did Lowell do?
1979 keyboard player with the Grateful Dead, Keith Gottschalk, died after being involved in a car accident age 32. He co-wrote songs with Lowell George. That's where I saw it. He was a member of the New Riders of the Purple Sage.
That's a bummer.
I know. The Police kicked off '83 North American leg of their Synchronicity. That was one of those things that was so huge. People talk about Purple Rain and they talk about Born in the USA, but Synchronicity was another one of its records that was just kaboom! In the 80s. It was freaking enormous.
Oh, man. 1980.
Go ahead, jump in.
1988, after 49 weeks on the U.S. album chart, Hysteria by Def Leppard went to the #1 position. They were just in town not too long ago.
Oh, the Leopard.
The Leopard, man. Def Leppard, man.
89, Ringo Starr kicked off his first tour since the breakup of the Beatles with a show in Dallas. His backup band included Joe Walsh, we just mentioned, Billy Preston, and Springsteen's sax man Clarence Clemens.
Oh, wow, what a bunch of hacks.
Yeah, that band will never make it.
They'll never do that thing. What? That is.
Jump in on something. What do you want to jump in?
Yes, 1994, the International Astronomical Union named an asteroid orbiting between Mars and Jupiter after Frank Zappa, who had died the previous December. That is cool.
Mr. James Brown announced his separation from the fourth wife. His fourth wife, proven Avatar and then character Goofy. 70-year-old plays and noticed in the Vibe magazine. Mr. James Brown. I'm black and I'm proud. I said that. Did you see that movie that Mick Jagger produced about the life of James?
I've never seen it.
Katie,
No.
you have to watch that movie. It is out of control.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, we have to talk about it off the air because there's something that we can't, like, it's too risque. But that was Kevin does a great James Brown, but 70-year-old placed the notice on Variety magazine, announcing his separation. He featured a picture of himself with his wife Toni Ray and their 2-year-old son James Joseph Brown posing with Goofy at So he takes this picture of himself at Walt Disney and says, "Oh, by the way, we're breaking up."
Oh my God.
Only James Brown. You know what I mean? Like, that's.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness! In 2005, the Queen's 1985 Live Aid performance was voted the best rock concert ever.
Ever,
dude! Like, freak. Who can? That's stupid. I'm sorry. That's dumb. You can't. The best rock concert ever is your favorite rock concert.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, what's your favorite rock concert? What's the best show you ever saw?
Oh God. It's so hard.
Oh God, I can't even think.
I mean.
I'm getting verklempt.
It's so hard. I mean, each time I saw U2 was ridiculous. I saw the Pretenders in a little tiny club in Cleveland, and it just totally changed my life. That was amazing. I mean, it's just there's way too many. I can't pick a best.
But before we get into, I know exactly who I will never change. I know exactly.
Yeah.
But you know my friend Mary Beth, right? Well, she saw U2 at the Decade. She saw the Pretenders at the Decade, like hung out with them afterwards.
Well, that's nowhere near as cool as when I saw them.
No, she saw everybody.
Yeah.
She lived in New York City for a long time, so she saw freaking every time she goes to my concert, I'm like, you suck.
Oh my God.
But my favorite concert of all time, hands down, it has never changed, and I've seen a lot of great bands since. I saw a lot of great bands before, but it was Los Lobos at the Fulton Theater. And it was so cool. And this is why it's my favorite concert, because I was actually ended up becoming part of the show. Me and my sister and my friend Steve, they started playing, and we got up and started dancing. And people were booing and like telling us to sit down and yelling at us and stuff. And Cesar Rosas, the guy that plays the left-handed Telecaster, stopped the show. And he pointed at me and my sister and my friend Steve. He says, "You guys paid to get in here." He says, "Feel free to have a good time. If these other people can't handle it, that's their problem."
That's so cool.
Everybody got up. So that is the greatest concert I ever went to, just because of that.
That is too cool.
And they rocked. And they did something way cool. Was the opening act was the Paladins, and when they did their encore, they brought the Paladins out and had them play with them.
Yeah.
So it was just like, you guys, how cool. They're just like cooler than cool. So anyway, but this day in music is completely going off the rails very quick. On this day in music, Amy Winehouse was found croaked in her London home. She was 27.
Oh, man.
Well, she's a member of that, isn't she?
Member of the 27 Club, yeah.
So anyway, so there's a lot of cool stuff that happened. Real quick, we have some birthday shout-outs to say to the... where's my thing here? I have it. Oh, that's not what I want. Katie, come on. What's the matter?
Get it together, Lou.
I gotta get my crap together. Okay, let's go ahead and. I think we have a little bit of music for some of these birthday people here, because they're nice kids. Do you remember this song, Katie?
Oh, Lord. I'm so glad you guys can't see the dance moves I'm doing right now.
This lady right here, Janice Siegel. Happy birthday to Janice Siegel from the Manhattan Transfer. This was probably their biggest. They're known kind of as a jazz vocal group, but they crossed over in the early 80s with this one song pretty much. Boy from New York City. Oh, you know what? Do you like this band at all?
Oh, that they're the Peachy Mode.
Something very cool. No, not really like a guitar band at all, you know.
Nope.
But that's a great riff. Check this out.
That little slide.
It's very cool.
You had something.
Policy of Truth by the legendary, amazing Depeche Mode. But I'd like to send a shout out to their Martin Gore, if I can find. I think he's a keyboard player. Yeah, Martin Gore, keyboard player, one of the keyboard players from Depeche Mode. Happy birthday! Born this day in 1961. Yes, sir, I do declare. And you know, we got a birthday. Oh, I don't know if you like. Are you a metal person at all?
Oh, you know, here and there.
This was really huge. Late 80s, very early 90s. Check this. This is cool.
Who doesn't like this song?
You take a mortal man.
Okay, happy birthday to some member of Megadeth. Wait a second here. That's wrong. I shouldn't be like that. If I could get the right damn thing in front of me, that'd be great, huh? That'd be so freaking awesome. Nick Menza, drums with Megadeth, was born on this day in 1964. Happy birthday to Nick.
Oh, he just passed away recently.
You know what? Okay, shh. You're not supposed to say that part.
I'm just looking at your notes. Jeez,
that's
oh
just
man.
terrible. Okay, one of probably my favorite guitar players of all time. Here it kicks in. To the incomparable, one of the last real guitar rock gods is Slash. Happy birthday to Slash today on August 20th, July 23rd, and Slash, Saul Hudson.
Hey, in
Born in 1960, Saul Hudson. That's his
Saul
name.
Hudson.
I think I changed my name to Slash.
Hi, my name's Saul Hudson. I have a nice little fish market over in 64th. Why don't you come over and see me sometime? The herring is fan freaking tasty.
Jesus Christ. Hey, 1970, born on this day, Sam Waters, the vocalist from Color Me Bad, known for I Want to Sex You Up and I Adore Me More.
Yeah, you want to sex you up, huh?
Uh-huh. Hey, I like Color Me Bad.
Yeah, I should have grabbed that, huh? I want to sex you up.
The sky is calling.
Anyways, I just have to say that I really... This record came out last September, Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators with Slash, and I just think it's a great record. Anyways, yes, as we were talking about different people, Color Me Bad guy, the Color... You love this person, right? You love Alison Krauss, right?
Oh, yeah.
Check this out. I played this record. I wore this CD out twice.
Down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way.
Alison Krauss's birthday is today, 1971. Bluegrass singer, songwriter, and fiddler.
Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river.
I believe that Emmylou Harris and Gillian Walsh are singing along with her on this. This is from the Oh Brother, Where You At, as they would say in Pittsburgh.
Hey, where you at?
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. Guys, you've been listening to Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. We got one more great artist, and I promised Katie I would play this band. This is Holy Sheboygan.
Oh, Holy Sheboygan!
Holy Sheboygan! Belly of the Beast from their album 3. Holy Sheboygan. Holy Sheboygan on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
Over police. I'm in the belly of the beast. I'm in the teeth of the river. Gonna drink away my liver while I'm sucking on the teats.
We're in a big bright house with plenty of glass. It's safe and it's clean and it's kicking my ass. And I'll tell you what, I got a lot of nerve to make it big in this town. You gotta swim with the turds.
Over police. I'm in the belly of the beast. I'm in a portal going nowhere. Always working and I don't care if I float or if I sink.
Where people don't like to leave and hardly anyone visits. It's a nice little town, nobody's moving around. So thank God we made a perfect place for our children. They'll grow up just like you if the water don't kill them.
Over police. I'm in the belly of the beast. I am caught up in the tension of the moments we don't mention when we're falling on our knees.
I've seen you. I've seen you. Seen you living in your house. All the lights are out and the walls are glowing blue. And I hear you. Wish I could hear you. You're bored and running out of things to sigh about. And I tell you what to do.
Over police. I'm in the belly of the beast. I am swirling in the vortex, always wishing I had more sex while I'm choking on the beef.
That is Holy Sheboygan. That's all I can say is Holy Sheboygan. This is one of the most unique acts that I ever got to meet, and they were really cool. They were very fun with me. We had a great time on the podcast. So, and that interview is already up. So you go to LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com/episodes, and you can see all my all our interviews there. But so we did them just about a week or so ago. Their interview posted, and they were a lot of fun. And they're a very interesting act. They're one of those acts where, like, every song is different. They really kind of explore a lot of different genres. They sort of embrace that. And I want to just go ahead and throw out their where you can find it. Well, you can find them on Facebook, facebook.com/Holy Sheboygan. And let me go ahead and spell, because if you don't know Sheboygan, it's Holy, and Sheboygan is spelled SHE, like she. The next word is boy, like she boy, GAN, right?
Yes.
She boy.
She boy.
One of them she boys.
Holy Sheboygan.
That's like some of the best stuff I've ever heard right there. Like I texted Lou while the song was playing. It's like Cake and the Bloodhound Gang with like a soul singer. It's really cool.
It was some of the cool stuff. Anyways, Katie, why don't you jump in and, like, is there anything you'd like to talk about, add, or whatever before we close out of here for today?
Oh my goodness. Well, what's going on in Pittsburgh? What's happening in Pittsburgh?
What happened?
What's happening? Nobody wants to hear about my tired old shows.
No, they want to hear your tired stuff.
My tired stuff. Go to my website, www.katiesimonemusic.com. Also like me on Facebook, facebook.com/the Katie Simone. You can see my dates. The Katie Simone. There's some other Katie Simones out there. I'm like, excuse me?
You don't want to mess with them.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no. I'm like, excuse me, who do you think you are?
You know, when we played at the Deutschtown Festival...
the Deutschtown.
A week or so ago, we played on Susie Simone Street.
Susie Simone Street.
Yes, so I don't know if you're related to Susie Simone.
I don't know. I might have to have words with her. I want to fight her.
Oh, that would be great.
I want to beat her ass.
You know what? The podcast is now degenerating into sort of like, let's listen. How about a little Coca-Cola? A little bit of Coca-Cola.
It's in the gleaming corridor of the 51st floor.
Is this a demo?
Yeah, there is some stuff like that on London Calling. So that was our sort of feature for tonight, was London Calling. I'd like to thank all the bands that have been helping us out and working with us here at the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Tonight we featured Jason Achilles Mazzilla, and that is J.A. Mazzilla. I'm sorry, Mazzillas, like Godzilla. Mazzillas, JAMazzillas.com. That is JAMEZILIS.com. C-Spot Run, really cool, like alternative rock band. Pop, what do you call it? Just great music. cspotrun.ca. We had them at the beginning, and then of course Holy Sheboygan. I mean, gee whiz! If you should go get their music. If you go to Bandcamp, you go to the Bandcamp page. You can actually just hit a button and you can purchase their stuff right there. HolySheboygan.bandcamp.com. They're also really friendly guys on Facebook, so look them up. Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.com. Also, check out supportindierock.com. I mean, I know you guys love these bands like C-Spot Run and Holy Sheboygan. Jump in there and give us a hand at supportindierock.com. One more shout out to my longtime sponsor, Positively Pittsburgh Live. Actually, I called into the owner of I called in. She has her own podcast called. It may be called PPL Live, but she has, and I called into her podcast a couple of weeks ago, and we had a nice talk. Joanne Quinn Smith, she's a really great woman. But that is pplmag.com. Thank you so much for supporting the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com is the website. Every Tuesday there is a new interview. Every Thursday there's a new interview, and every Saturday this happens. Katie, any parting thoughts?
You're putting me on the spot, dude.
Yeah. I'm on the spot.
Here's
Twitter
to the girl with the little red shoes. She smoked all my dope and drank all my booze. I won't finish it. This is a family podcast.
No, go ahead and finish it.
Okay, so here's to the girl with the little red shoes. She smoked all my dope and drank all my booze. She ain't got a cherry, but that's not a sin because she still has the box that the cherry came in.
There's me. I'm the mattress.
Hi.
I'm the old gunny sack. I'm the one with the gun, most likely to run. I'm the car in the weeds. If you cut me, I bleed.